I must also commend very immensely the Cross River State's Government Investment Promotion Bureau, headed by the Special Advisor to the Governor, Mr. Gerald Ada, and his team, who have been brilliantly swift and cooperative all through the planning process. The Office of the Chief of Staff, indeed, for the support with all our logistics and programming. I want to thank our sponsors for this year who supported us, Diamond Bank and Shell Nigeria, for your support and investment in this initiative. One of the issues we've always had with the AR-CSR has been funding. I would also like to thank our media sponsors, Africa Magic and Ventures Africa, for the media push that we've had so far. Thistle Praxis is truly grateful to our 2013 keynote speaker, Mr. Ashish Taka. I thank you without gainsaying that I really appreciate you accepting to do this and for coming here. Although we had met in November, I didn't mention it. And for you to agree to spend 2 days out of your extremely busy schedule means a lot and speaks, of course, to the heart of commitment and friendship. I truly appreciate you. Thank you so much. Our lead discussant, Monaim Ben Lehalum. What can I say? Your engagement, your enthusiasm, the hard work you've put together, putting structure to our scorecard for this year was just the extra reminder that I needed, that we are on course for sustainability in Africa. Thank you very immensely. To all our discussants and speakers, what can I say? Many of you I just met when you arrived. Some of you have been friends. But I just want to say thank you so much. Even without personal interaction, you accepted to be on this initiative. I really thank you and do welcome you. Transformational leadership, innovation, sustainability. One factor which every organization or agency striving for innovative supremacy and sustainability cannot afford to ignore is leadership. A charismatic and inspirational leader can transform an organization's reality completely. Transformational leaders inspire followers with a vision that addresses their higher needs and engage followers in the attainment of that vision. Transformational leaders become role models for their followers and make their followers to go beyond their self-interest for the benefits of a larger collective. Thereby, followers cease to be driven by material awards alone, and instead aspire for higher levels of motivation. In addition to being innovative iconoclasts, transformational leaders can also be trusted to do the right thing. Doing the right thing, even when it's not popular, requires courage and visionary leaders to possess the required strength of character. This attracts their followers and makes their followers to emulate them. And this, of course, helps the followers to become innovative. There are two important segments of innovation, namely product innovation and process innovation. It should be noted that innovation should also be pursued radically. However, driving innovation could involve developing strategies and processes that facilitate the transformation of ideas to final product or service. I'd like to point out that I consider innovation as the new prerequisite for competitive advantage. In linking that to transformational leadership, innovation requires an ongoing investment in leadership skills needed to support that innovation. One of the significant trends shaping today's businesses in the global economy is that organizations can no longer rely merely on access to natural resources, technology, or capital. As each of these bases of competitive advantage loses relevance, what differentiates an excellent organization, be it public or private, from a merely efficient firm is the quality of its creativity and innovation, and the ability to get things done in a superlative manner. This trend underscores the recognition that a superior strategy, which is constantly and consistently innovating and giving itself the very best, is a superior source of competitive advantage. And that will be sustainability. Sustainability is a key stratum of organization and technological innovation that yields both bottom line and top line returns and invariably results in lower costs, less inputs, new products, and or services. In the final analysis, the quest for sustainability becomes transformative because sustainability is a mega trend. Sustainability is the new key driver of innovation. Even for the public sector, government agencies, it is no longer and can no longer be seen as a peripheral issue. Public service demands and needs dynamic changes to deliver national good to its citizens. The seeming consciousness we have observed across the continent, the emerging voices for change, the pockets of initiative and game-changing models, the clusters of individuals reaching deep to challenge the status quo, indeed, this consciousness, which we herald as a step in the right direction, must not fizzle out. This is the challenge before us today, not just as we deliberate today and tomorrow, but as a generation in existence at a turning point. Africa is at a turning point. And I know Ashish will be talking about that, but there's something that he said recently somewhere, that we have the Asian tiger, we have all the other animals across the world. But we need to begin to talk about the African lion that is arising. And I think that we are at that point in Africa. We're no longer the dark continent, but can we drive urgent innovations in Africa and across the world? At Thistle Praxis, we are driven by the constant need to innovate. And that's what drives what we do. People ask me why we do the AR-CSR. Let me tell you, the AR-CSR kills my budget. It keeps putting me in deficit every year. But why do we do it? Because it's the constant idea to innovate and to create sustainability in Africa. And our vision is a sustainable Africa. Can we do it from this little corner in Nigeria, a very tiny company? I think we can, and I believe we can. And that's why we do the AR-CSR. We have evaluated our impact and we have restructured our model from just being a CSR firm into a full-fledged management consulting practice, providing client services through a 6-point portfolio, looking at strategy and performance, assessments and audits, public sector effectiveness, advocacy and thought leadership, research and reporting, and competence development. I am indeed very excited to present to you our own modest attempt at innovation. Thistle Praxis is launching at this event what we call the Thistle Praxis mobile apps, which will be downloadable and are ready for you to download right now on your mobile phones, on your iPads, and all of that. And part of the mobile app is a carbon calculator, which we don't have in this country. So I'm very happy to present that to you, the Thistle Praxis carbon calculator. We're also presenting the Sustainable Conversations Online and our Test Cafe. These are all projects of our Thought Leadership Division. We intend to have much more useful information readily available for African professionals while growing a virtual community of resources on issues and practice of sustainability in Africa. Thistle Praxis, also in strategic partnership with the CSR company Austria, is also pleased to announce that sometime during this year, we will be presenting what we call the CSR labeling, certification and audit services in West Africa. And indeed, this is in response to support consumers in finding and buying products that are carried out or manufactured in sustainable and responsible manner in Africa. At Thistle Praxis, we remain resolute, and we continue to foster a future where Africa leads discussions on sustainability. The countdown has begun for 2014, and I hope that indeed we can again partner with all the partners that we have here today to be able to host the event.